everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.
You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
All right, everyone, welcome to The Kim Jacobs Show. I hope that you all are ready for a great episode. So glad to see you all today in the virtual studio audience. How are you, Alfredo?
Good. I'm doing good. Thank you, Kim. I'm glad to be here.
Good. Looking forward to us having a great time. Now, where are you located? Tell everybody where you're located.
Right now in Mexico City.
Okay, well, we're glad to have you on today. And today, everyone, we're going to be talking about how to listen to your body. Today's guest is Alfredo Zapata, and we're going to jump right into today's discussion. Let me introduce this gentleman. He has a passion for exercising ever since he was 5 years old, and his desire to help people become healthy from the inside out, always looking for answers and connecting with like-minded people and mentors. So we're so glad to have right now with us Alfredo Zapata. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
So now I know that we're going to be talking today about the importance of listening to your body. When did this whole revelation become a reality for you to know that it was important for you to listen to your own body? Take us back when that actually was revealed to you.
Yeah, well, actually, it started when I was about 5 years old because, I'm the only child from a single mom in the 60s in Mexico City, which it wasn't that common. And I always looking to do things on my own, kind of like, I pray with some friends, but I always feel like I needed to do something for myself. So I was sometimes running on the streets right next to where I used to live. And I used to feel that incredible excitement to be able to run just by myself and feeling free, feeling like I wanted to do something and feel the meaning, even though I was pretty young. So I start kind of looking at my body, what it feels like, the a little bit the heavy breathing when you're running, like moving your body. So I start feeling like that connection, even though I wasn't really connecting with what was happening. I felt good. It was kind of like a like an energy boost.
Wow.
And I
Okay.
start kind of relating, and I said, "Well, it feels good." It wasn't just like I was happy. It was more like feeling something inside.
Interesting. So you actually, it was just an exhilaration, an energy boost. You started feeling better when you started paying attention to what was going on in your body, and you started realizing that you kind of could control some of the things that was happening from the inside out. Is what I think I'm hearing, right?
Yeah, yeah, and especially because back then it wasn't too much of a specific ways from the family to say, well, you gotta do exercise so you can grow stronger and eat your vegetables. It was more like a house full of love, providing the food, the necessary means, even though we weren't like we were in a low category in terms of economics,
Wow.
but it was just part of the normal living. But when I was on my own, I felt that incredible surge of energy and motivation. And I feel like, wow, I was playing with my cars, with things like that, but I always feel like when I was doing something by myself, then I felt empowered. And I said, wow, it feels good.
That's
I don't know what
good.
it is, but I'm going to keep doing it.
Well, That's excellent. So what I'm already seeing is a lot of people that are coming in the virtual studio audience, and some people are already asking questions. So definitely, I want you all to know we see you out here, cool gamer, and see you, Dennis Spraggins, and every aspect you said. Good morning, ma'am. MD Alaman says as well. And I see multidimensional, dynamic, multidimensional, dynamic, and multifaceted on all levels. But Wyoming actually says, what can you recommend for a bed bound person or a wheelchair bound person? Do you have any feedback on how they can listen to their bodies?
Yeah, Kim. Actually, I was fortunate to be a volunteer at the one of the Salvation Army senior centers,
Okay.
and I was doing a class, like a activation exercise class once a week with people over 70. They were coming with a walker, on a wheelchair, with a cane,
Hmm.
and we were doing a little gathering, all sitting, and we were kind of trying to get the body a little more motivated from the mind, telling jokes, playing a little Glenn Miller music, doing some calisthenics,
Right.
and people start increasing their excitement. It was so amazing because I feel like I'm giving something to these folks, and they feel energized. They feel like they live again, like in the old days. And they were saying, Alfredo, thank you. Even though you come in once a week, we will always be grateful to you. So they invited me every time for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for New Year's, and it
Because
was
you were
such a
making a
pleasure.
difference in their lives. You were helping give them life, more energy, something to look forward to.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then I worked with some other people as a private clients, like, over 70, 80s. But what I did, it was kind of helping them to feel confident on their body and do what they can to improve,
Right.
not just to maintain, to improve mindset and then body. Because if the body just moves, it doesn't do much. You just feel good for a little bit. But if you
That's
start
right.
consciously saying, I'm moving my arms, I'm able to stretch, I'm able to kind of push myself off the chair by myself,
Mm,
empowers you, and it feels that you're in control, even though you can move it like a 1 inch only. So
that's
that
good.
kind of support, that's what I do online. And people need to realize that even if it is just a tiny bit, it will count because your subconscious mind start recording that. So you keep on, feeding that information until you become stronger and you start making tangible changes, even though if they're small.
That's good. That's really good. So even if it is a tiny bit of movement, according to what our guest today, Alfredo, is saying, make sure you know that every tiny bit of movement is still counts. So, and that's why you're working with elderly patients, geriatric patients, but they were still so motivated and feeling full of life because you were doing just that one day a week that you would go in. It was like a lifeline being tossed. Here you go. I'm excited about being here. Listen, today we're talking with Alfredo Zapata, and he's talking to us about how to listen to our bodies. And you can follow him on Instagram at Alfredo Zapata, and that's where it is ZAPATA for the podcast listeners. And we're excited about having you here today. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we want to hear more about your role and how you're teaching people how to listen to our bodies. Give us some very specific steps on what we can do to hear our bodies when we come back from this commercial break. All right?
That's right.
All right, we'll be right back.
It's not just another day, it's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements. And we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, everyone, we're back and we're talking with Alfredo Zapata today to teach us how to listen to our bodies. He's a Mexican fitness expert and he's here to talk to us on how we can become our own experts when it comes to hearing our bodies. So, Alfredo, share some tips with us if you don't mind.
Sure, Kim. Well, one of the main things that I do in my program, basically, I help people to be aware of their posture. The posture is one of the main things that we learn by practicing. We don't have a manual that says, well, you have to stand up straight, you have to tuck your stomach, you gotta tuck your chin, and you have to move a little more in a dynamic way. We just start getting accustomed to different things. Like sometimes people, when we're growing up, they say, well, you got to put your backpack this way, you got to walk straight, you got to lift your head up, you got to sit straight. But it's just instructions, but you're not necessarily aware and becoming that particular recommendation. You start doing things out of whatever it feels comfortable. But when
That's
you
true.
start, but when you start hunching and you start feeling, oh, my neck hurts, oh, my knees, oh, my back, I'm doing Zumba or I'm running and my knees hurt, or the doctor told me not to do something because I'm old or because something happened, you start paying attention, but you don't want to look for what happens. So what I tell people is you got to look at your body. I take them pictures of their body and I show them,
Hmm.
look how your body is right now. So people start getting aware of, am I looking straight? Is my shoulder rolling forward? How can I make myself better? If you look in the mirror now and you're trying to get your body straight, you're gonna notice difference than when you're slouch, than when you're in a normal posture.
Right.
So what I do is an analysis of the posture of the person. I show them, I send them a like a grid with all the different angles they're off. So they can say, oh, that's what my shoulder was hurting because I was carrying my backpack or my purse
That's
this way.
good.
So
And
that way you become aware.
And Alfredo, the point that you're, well, great point that you're making is when we're not consciously thinking about it, like giving it our real asserted effort, then we're just in our regular, hey, everybody, and I'm just relaxed or whatever. But if I'm thinking about it consciously and then I actually put some effort towards it too, there is a major difference in me having my posture be proper. But it actually is like more effort for me to do this to be proper than for me to just relax and just enjoy myself. But this
That's right.
what you're saying, the slouching brings its own bag of pain and things that you're bringing onto yourself and into your body. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And especially when people have some injuries, I had some people with arthroscopic knee surgery, with some hip replacements, and some people when they recover either from a regular minor ankle sprain, the body start kind of shifting in a different way. So if you're not trained when they give you the therapy,
Hmm.
you become someone who's having a different posture. You start
Interesting.
getting off, even though people with new hip replacement. I had this lady, slim, with a hip replacement, but she wasn't aware of how to walk normally, even though she was perfectly. Surgery was fine, but she
Wow.
said, Alfredo, I feel like I cannot dance that much because my hip hurts. And I said, well, it's not your hip. Your hip is new. What you need is to stretch your hip
Okay.
flexors, your hamstrings. You have to have better mobility. You have to train how to walk again, how to move your body.
Wow, that's interesting. But so it wasn't because like you made a very valid point. The hip is already replaced. It's new. So that's not the problem. The problem is some of the other extenuating circumstances and areas that need to be readjusted to the new hip that you have. This is some good feedback that you're giving, Alfredo. And I see Dennis's comment. He said confidence building. And I wanted to find out, do you feel like proper posture and listening to your body improves a person's confidence?
Yeah, that's actually my second point on my program. because the posture is one, then you're aware of it, you start changing. And when you start changing, the blood flow and the oxygen on your body start going even better.
Okay.
So you look better, you feel better. And when you look better and you feel better, you nourish your body in a better way with a good attitude. Not because you have to, but because you have a good mood. But if you don't feel good and you don't look good, you're saying, I need to eat my vegetables and eat this. I don't want it because I'm depressed. I'm hurting. So forget it. I'm going to eat some hamburger, some potato chips or whatever, but I'm not going to eat that, even though I know it's good. So what
That's
I help
good.
people is to look good, feel good, so they can eat good. And then the third
Good.
point is what type of exercise will improve and make you more dynamic. So
What
those are
kind of
my
exercise? So, what kind of exercise will help you improve? What kind of exercise will help you improve and make you feel better? And does
in,
anybody in the studio audience think you know the answers? If so, then go ahead and type what your thoughts are. And when we come back from this commercial break, we're going to actually put your answers up. What type of exercise do you believe would make you feel better? Just put your answers in the comment section. When we come back, we're going to hear your answers and we're going to hear the real answer from our guest today, Alfredo Zapata. So we'll be right back, everyone, after this next commercial break. We'll be back.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter and Everett, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
All right, everyone, we are back. We're talking with our guest, Alfredo Zapata, today, and I would love to hear what your answers are. The question is, what type of exercise do you believe make you feel better overall? Before you answer, Alfredo, let's go to some of the virtual studio audience members and see what some of their responses are. So let's see. Oh, somebody said, Ebony said plank holes. Plank, like the plank holes. That's one exercise she thought would make your body feel. Ebony, I know one thing. When I do those plank holes, I feel like I'm getting numb and weak. I'm like trying to hold my stomach in. So I don't know about that. Let's see. Let's see. Steven says walking. Walking. Tracy says hot yoga. Hot yoga. Okay, that probably I don't know. I've done the hot stone massages and things, and I was like, whoa, 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 that's kind of hot. That's a bit too hot right there. Dancing, Adela says. I know Zumba. I love doing some Zumba, but I haven't done it in a while. But anyway. Okay. Stretching and yoga, Facebook user said. Burpees, burpees. Oh, burpees. They hard for me anyway. Okay. Yes, very good information. And I see the correlation. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh, somebody said Pilates. Pilates. Okay, so I see a lot of your answers coming in. So let's go ahead and see who else said somebody. Somebody said conscious walking. There's a difference, I guess, between walking and conscious walking because Dennis says conscious walking. Jogging is what Dennis also said, and calisthenics. Donna says yoga, Pilates, dancing, weights, boxing. And somebody else, MD Alleman says yoga is the best by far. All right, stretching is another one. A nice walk. Okay. All right. Let's hear what you say. What do you say, Alfredo? What's the
well,
answer?
yeah, everything they mention is good, but not everything is beneficial. Why? Because depending on the type of your body, depends of your needs currently. Because all of those are good, they make you feel good, but are those giving you any tangible results?
Okay.
Because feeling good is temporarily, it's emotional. You enjoy doing the yoga, the Zumba, the Pilates, anything, but does that give you any tangible results? Does it help you to improve, or is just temporarily relief or enjoyment?
Okay.
So the exercise that I recommend to people, obviously they have to like it. They have to feel good doing it. But the other one is, are we doing it with the purpose of improving your mobility to become better in what you do? Do they help you to improve, for example, if you're an athlete, to run faster, to prevent injuries? If
Okay.
you're someone who is like a model, does it help you to look a little more toned and slim? People that practice box, are you practicing to maybe do amateur or just because you like it? But do you have cross ligament problems on your knees
That's
or problem on
good.
the
This is
hip?
good.
Because if you don't know that, and if you're trying to achieve some particular goal, you have to look carefully.
Okay.
That is something that is gonna give you results. And I measure the results between 8 and 12 weeks because it's
Okay.
when you can get tangible results and see the difference before and after.
That's good. Really good. I know nobody in the virtual studio audience probably was thinking that that was going to be the answer. This is some good stuff. So it basically sounds like that our body determines what type of exercise that would work best for our bodies. Is that what I think I'm hearing?
Yeah, we need to analyze obviously because there is three types in the human species, so to speak. Mesomorphic, someone who has some muscle and a little bit fat, someone who's ectomorphic, who's a little more skinny, like
Right.
Asian people, or some endomorphic, people like a Scandinavian, like a Hawaiian, they have a lot of thicker bones. They have a little more chance to accumulate weight. So depending on those types, it will be also a suggestion to say,
Okay.
okay, well, let's try to do some maybe cardiovascular first and maybe do a little resistance exercise to tone up your muscles. It depends. I cannot do the whole analysis of each person because each person is different. And
Right.
then
Of
give
course.
them suggestions. I don't put restrictions. I don't talk about diets because diet is a dead sentence because you feel like you want to get out of it as soon as possible.
That's good.
So I,
This is
I give you
good.
suggest I give you suggestions only based on what you need so you can measure and see the results.
Okay. This is really good. So, how can people get like a customized type of consultation with you?
We normally do it by Zoom, and we do a three-part analysis of their body: posture, nutrition, and physical activity. Based on that, I will suggest, Kim, based on your activity, you probably start with a little low frequency on your cardiovascular exercise, and let's do some flexibility first so you can have better mobility before we do maybe some resistant band exercise. Or maybe
Okay.
you're going for a walk, what type of shoes you're using? Are you walking? You walking like a duck with your feet like that, or you walking heel and toe. That way you
Okay.
do it and you know that you're doing it right. And
That's
then you can
good.
start feeling better and then you start looking better.
Okay, I love it. So a full assessment is giving, and every time you say the word posture, it's funny because the minute I hear you say it, Alfredo, I'll be like, I immediately start straightening up. But at the end of the day, I don't think like that all day. So I'm in my regular true form relaxation mode. But when you mention it, it's like a trigger that makes me say, oh, you have to focus on that and think about it and get back in your right position. And so it does make a difference when you're consciously making a conscious choice to do better in life, you know?
That's right.
So make sure you all are listening to your bodies. Today's guest is Alfredo Zapata, and you can follow him on Instagram at Alfredo Zapata and definitely stay connected with him that way. Also, make sure you all subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show on our YouTube channel. If you have not done that already, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe there as well. What were you going to say, Alfredo?
Oh, I have a one correction on the handle. Is Alfredo Zapata Coach. It's all
Okay, let me change that. So it's Alfredo Zapata and coach is at the end. So
it's
that's
all
what you're going to follow Alfredo on is Alfredo Zapata coach on Instagram. So
that's
now
right.
I know that you came to California by way of Mexico City. And so I would love for you to tell us your story of how you transitioned from Mexico City to the California area right after this commercial break. And tell us a little bit about your life, your background, and who you are, who you're connected to, and what's made you who you've become. Because this show is all about how people balance different aspects of our lives and what you've had to overcome to become who you are today. So I'd love to hear some of your backstory when we come back right after this commercial break. All right, everybody? All right. And I see all of your comments. Y'all are very active participants. So thank you so much for being in the virtual studio audience, everyone. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Samantha Benson, and I'm with Get Insured Solutions. You can get life insurance anywhere across the country, but with Get Insured Solutions, we have an advocacy program that helps families at the worst time of their lives with the loss of their loved ones. That means we have a funeral advocacy program that helps your family with funeral merchandise, negotiating the cost of your funeral expenses, and living benefits. Get Insured Solutions, LLC. Contact me, Samantha Benson.
All right, everyone, and we are back. We're talking with Alfredo Zapata, who's already shared a wealth of information, whether you ever got a consultation with him or not. The point is, he's sharing some tips with us to be able to help us just be our better versions of ourselves as we listen to our bodies. Posture is important. He talked a lot about posture, and he talked a lot about the right kind of exercise. What's going to be the right kind of exercise that we will implement into our lives? Right now, we're going to hear some of your backstory, Alfredo. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, well, back on in Mexico, back in the 60s, I was always looking to do something for myself, like I mentioned, and I felt like I needed to belong, but I need to connect with people that were in the same frequency. Even though I
Right.
was small, I was always very curious, reading, finding things. Why is this happens, and
Right.
why people do these things. My grandpa was a very good teacher because he did various things. He did some electric work, some plumbing, some carpentry, some working with metal. And I was always looking at him. And there was something very meaningful that told me when I was trying to sand this big piece of wood. And he said, "No, Alfredo, don't do it that way. You got to think first before you do something." Because I was just trying to send something up, and he said, "No, you got to start from the back and then push forward." So always when you do something, you got to think first before you do. And
That's
that's what I
right.
started doing. I started being more discerning and trying to question things. Why is this happening?
Why?
And that was very exciting because once I finished my nutrition career, actually, I wanted to become a doctor, but being a young only child, I was always looking for things. So I ended up kind of messing up on school and I couldn't go to medical school.
Hmm.
So in that time, I was doing, I did martial arts and then I did some bodybuilding. So I was always connected with exercise and eating good.
Good.
And there was this nutrition opening, and I told my mom, I mess up on the school. I'm sorry. I want to make it up to you. And my uncle, who was my kind of my sponsor, he said, "Okay, Alfredo, we're gonna give you one more chance. You want to study that? You're gonna put your mind on it." And I
And
did.
really go for it.
So I started working on it. I almost graduated, but right before I graduated, about a year before, I started kind of becoming more social, and I started drinking a lot. And it was kind of like two lives in one person. In the morning, school and everything that has to do with health and nutrition. And
Right.
on the afternoons or evenings, it was the party time. And it was kind of difficult. It was kind of making me feel insecure, but I was keep doing it. I finished up. I was pretty lucky because things went just fine. I was doing my social internship in a hospital,
Hmm.
looking at people's menus, eating parts. I became more empathetic with people sick, talking to them, helping them to eat their food so they can recover. So it was a good training for me to know that the mind has to do a lot with your
With
health,
the body.
whether you're sick, whether you're healthy, or
Good.
whether you
Good.
want to get out of maybe some type of situation like I was into that alcohol thing. So I finished up and I said, I need to do something different. And at the time, a friend of mine from the gym, he was already at Gold's Gym, the mecca of bodybuilding. And
Okay.
we're talking on the phone and, oh, how you doing? Are you talking to Arnold? Have you seen Luferino? How do things doing over there? And the guys were saying, oh yeah, no, he's doing good and stuff. So I end up going for vacation and I have my papers and student and everything. And when I get to the border, they interview me. They took my passport, they canceled my visa, and they say, you cannot go in.
Hmm.
And I say, why?
Hmm.
That's it, no explanation. And I was so
They didn't give you
frustrated.
any explanation at all. Just you just can't go in.
And so I returned very angry and I said, forget it. I'm going to graduate in 9 months instead of a year. So I did it. I finished up everything. I started selling whatever I could to find money for my ticket. And I said, I'm going to cross no matter what. So I did that. And people were saying, Alfredo, where are you going? You don't know how to speak English. You haven't worked at all. You don't know anybody. You just have your friend over there. What are you going to do? Your mom is going to be by herself. And I say, I need to find myself. I'm going to go and see what happens. So I crossed a long story. I got there and I start doing the same thing, learning, becoming acquainted with people.
Okay.
I learned the
So you
language.
so you came from Mexico City and you were determined that you weren't going to let whatever obstacles prevent you from getting here into the United States area. So you come to California, and what happens when you get here?
Well, I felt like I knew a few words of the language, but it wasn't. And I never worked. And my friend said, okay, Alfredo, well, you're here and that's great. And, I'm glad to have you. He was just barely new married and he was kind of having a little hard time because there was not much work at that time. He became a
Right.
chef. He was doing jewelry in Mexico, but he became a chef over there. But we were working out at Gold's Gym Mecca since I got there because he got a membership. He got two membership, one with picture, one with no picture. So I will go with the no picture and I will train. And I started seeing all these guys and I felt like I was in a different world, but I felt so excited because I said, I'm here now.
Hmm.
Even though I wasn't working at that time, it took a few months to before I start doing something, but I feel like, wow. And then this guy said, Alfredo, I know you're still drinking and stuff. If you want, I can help you to go back to Mexico. And I said, no, thank you. Just help me to get a place because I already had a friend, a roommate. He said, come with me and work with me. So I did. And from
Hmm.
there, it was a new Alfredo. The start connecting with people. The social skills became natural, even though I was introverted. I started talking the language. I started talking to people. I started connecting with so many people, and I feel like, wow, this is this is my purpose. This is my mission.
And now I see on your Facebook page, Alfredo, I see a transformational photo of someone that was heavier set and now in a bodybuilder. Who is that? That's on that Facebook page of yours.
Well, it was one of the people. The first one, it was a lady. It wasn't this current picture that you see now. Excuse me, but it was a lady that I met in LA at the gym. Then I was working. I gave her some tips to how to do things. She was about 30 something years old, and she was from teenager on birth control because she had some hormonal imbalance.
Right.
That
Okay.
her dad put her on to fix her levels. So she was there in Argentina. She was illegal also, but she had a like a off-season athlete body, even though she wasn't like toned and everything. So I knew a little bit that what I know now, and I said,
Hmm.
"Why don't you do this?" She started
Interesting.
changing so much, and I encouraged her to come to Golf Gym. And I said, "You gotta get into the Mecca because you're gonna be better off." Her goal wasn't become bodybuilder or fitness model or anything. She wanted to change her life, feeling healthier.
Right.
And I helped her, and I start asking the top people in Gold's Gym. After that, I became one of the top trainers in Gold's Gym. But I
Yeah.
got help from so many people that were in the field, and they told me, Alfredo, you did a good job. And I said, thank you, but thank you for your help because not only she transformed her body, I encouraged her to compete. And 2 weeks before the competition, her dad passed away in Argentina
Dang.
and she couldn't go. And she said, I'm bummed down, Alfredo. I don't know if I can go to the contest. And I said, well, it's up to you. But I know your dad will be proud if you go and do
Yes.
it. So she called me midnight that day and said, Alfredo, let's do it. So we went to the show. It was like in 90 something. She won her category first place. And from now
Bravo.
and from now on, she became a practitioner teaching something similar to Polaris called continuity. And her
Okay.
life changed. And I didn't know the magnitude of that effort. And I said, well, I help her. I didn't do it. I help her do it. And I'm a connector to help people become healthier. And
That
from
is
there
so
on,
awesome. Is this her in
from
the
the,
red and white shirt that you're standing beside?
yeah,
That is her, Pierre de Carlos?
it's a lady. It's a short lady. I'm with the
Oh,
red shirt.
yeah. I see it on your Facebook page, but I don't know if this is her or not. But I see a lot of pictures on your Facebook page because you have a lot of people that you have truly made a difference in their lives. So I can see so many different photos here. I don't know which one is in particular her, but I'm inspired by all of the photos that I'm seeing. I just didn't want to show your Facebook page without your permission. But this is inspiring is what's happening. So listen, everybody, if you are interested in connecting with Alfredo Zapata, he's more than happy to. I see people saying much love. Yes, it oh, that's the okay. That's her. I see that. We go see if
Yeah,
I can pull that. Okay, and that's
yeah,
with her competing.
yeah. That's out of Gold's Gym, long time ago.
Yes, I don't. I mean, it's all. I see a whole bunch of photos on your picture on your thing. I do see a picture of a man that's transformed. I'm sure. Is he one of your clients too?
If it's one of the latest, no. But
Okay.
but
But
yeah,
he yeah, I just see a bunch of picture, a whole bunch, and I can see a lot of awards and celebrations and people that have been utilizing your services, boxers and you name it. So it's a bunch of people that are utilizing your services, and I can tell that you've done some great work with them. But listen, everybody, you all can see all of the work that he's done right on his Instagram page, which is Alfreda Zapata Coach. That's where you can follow him to make sure that you can also learn more about the clients that he serves. Oh, here I see the picture right here. I'm going to put this one up because I want to put this up versus you having to try to show it that way. Let me see if I can find a way to pop it on the screen. This is such an exciting moment though to see the transformation. And I don't know the transformation because I don't see what she looked like before, but this is the picture here, right?
yeah, that's right.
And she lost how much weight?
Well, she lost about I will say about 10 pounds, but basically what we did it was kind of like a readjustment of her body composition, which
Oh,
is
and then you knew
losing.
she could be a bodybuilder based on her body type.
I thought that she was a off-season athlete, but the purpose of her was becoming healthier. It wasn't becoming a bodybuilder. But in
Oh,
my
wow.
opinion, it was like you have quality, you have the potential, and I was inspired because that was part of my upbringing on the sports. Even though after that it got changed into lifestyles, but it was very exciting because I knew just a little bit of what all these incredible guys taught me,
That's good.
and I was very coachable, and I was like thirsty for knowledge.
That's great. That's great. Listen, y'all, we are enjoying our conversation today with Alfreda Zapata. I do want to let you know that if you are interested in starting your own talk show from scratch and you don't know, you're like, I don't know, I'm a motivational speaker, I'm an author, a business owner, you have a story to tell, but you want to figure out how to get it out to the world. I want you to know that I've been doing the whole talk show thing for about 14 years now, and in this course of time, I've been with PBS, the Word Network. I've been on NBC as one of their affiliates, in dealing with teaching people how to balance different aspects of their lives. And all of the things that I've learned on this journey, along with training with Les Brown, you name it, I've pretty much done it. We're going to pour those things into you to help you be able to start your own show. You own your own content. And I just wanted to play this quick clip, okay? We'll be right back. Hello, everyone. I am Kim Jacobs, the host of The Kim Jacobs Show, and you all know who's right here with me, Dr. Les Brown. How are you, Dr. Brown?
I'm blessed and highly favored. Let the record show, and thank you for honoring my doctorate.
Yes, it is an honor to have your doctorate, and I am quite excited to hear about this celebratory situation. And everyone celebrates you, and you deserve this honor and this
I was
privilege.
very humbled by that, and Dr. Della Toro McNeil, he helped to facilitate that, and I'm very thankful to him and the organization. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time you want to give yourself a competitive edge. If you got a message, you have some knowledge or experience, a story, or if you want to do something adventurous and exciting with your life that can increase your credibility, expose you to millions of people, and that's what I do, I'm encouraging you to have your own talk show. I used to have a talk show. That one talk show catapulted me to another level. Now there are more people watching the internet, as you are aware, than television. Come
Yes,
on, somebody.
that's
And
right.
Dr. Kim Jacobs, she trained people on how to have their own talk show. She will train you how to do that. And now, with me working, partnering with her, now you have the combination of an audience, expansive audience. We have over 4 million people in all of our platforms, and the coaching you need to grow your business, to grow your multi-level marketing organization, to draw more attention to yourself in this noisy economy. Go ahead, Kim.
Yes, Les. All right, everybody. I think that's plenty to hear. But if you're interested, make sure that you visit kimjacobsconsulting.com. We'd love to have you on the 6-week training course, and I will be working with you one on one to teach you how to start your own show from scratch. So, Alfredo, I want to make sure that as you're sharing all of these tips today, what other advice would you give people when it comes to listening to our bodies?
Yeah, well, the other advice that I give people, Kim, is to actually do some motivation on their own every morning in terms of encourage yourself. Do the high five in the mirror, which is something that I learned that really excites people because you're talking to yourself and you want to give feedback not from at the outside, but from you because it's your body, it's your mind. When you do that high five, what you're doing is you reaffirming that you are alive, that you're grateful, and then you can do great things, even though if it is just a tiny bit,
That's
not having
good.
like a big checklist, but you empower yourself. Because once you do that, you start more aware of your whole body. How do
Okay,
you
well
do
let's
things?
role play it for a second. So if I'm at home, I'm here at home and I'm in the mirror and I go in and I'm big on role playing. So I'm saying, here I go, right? So I'm like, hey Kim, girl, you get ready to have a great day. Girl, go out there and do an awesome job. High five, you got this. Life is not just based on what you think it could be, it's what you make it to be. Go do your thing, girl. Okay, you got this, right? Or something just like that. Is that what you're saying?
Excellent. Yeah, that's the way. Because we're breaking that ice that sometimes we have in our minds that we just have a task to accomplish. And sometimes we wake up and like, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go. I'm so tired. Because you start repeating those things,
Right.
you becoming the same way, sluggish, lazy, and you don't want to do anything, especially on Mondays. A lot of people hate Mondays, but I'm glad that it's Monday. But in essence, I don't care what day it is because as long as I'm awake and I'm alive, I'm grateful and I do the high five because I'm giving that feedback to myself, not to somebody else, not to get attention, but me. Because whatever
That's good.
comes on the outside is good, but me, I need to do that in order to function and do my best, like you did.
Okay. So everybody that's watching, make sure you take a moment to just celebrate yourself and to high five your own self as you get started with your day. It's something we can do right now. So everybody just take a quick moment. And even if you just put a five in the comments saying, I did it, I did it, I gave a high five to myself. Pat yourself on the back and celebrate the day that God gave you to be able to accomplish something new, something different, new mercies are given to you every single day that you wake up and you are now able to go and continue to salt the earth. And without the gifts and the talents that you have been given, the world could be missing out. So you have to go out here and make a difference every single day using the gifts that you have on the inside of you. So high five to yourself, high five to other people, and encourage other people. This is some great stuff, Alfredo. I love it. Thank you. Thank
Mhm.
you, Glenda says. Thank you, Kim and Mr. Zapata. I see some high fives. Let me see all these high fives coming in. Keep the fives coming, and also make sure you share the broadcast. I see you, Glenda. I see you, Dennis. I see another five from you, Dennis. Keep your fives coming, and I'll pop them up on the screen. So motivate yourself is what I'm hearing you say. Motivate yourself and give yourself a high five. Let me put that up here. I love that. I love that feedback. Give yourself a high five every morning. Any other tips?
Yeah, well, that's the main one because it's gonna give you the motivation to do things in a different way. Even though you go to work and then you get ready and then you eat, but you're gonna have a better meaning in what you do, not just doing it automatically, which is what happens with posture, with eating, with relationships, with work. The people do it just automatically, just to get it done, like a checklist. In fact, I have a presentation this afternoon in Spanish, and I'm talking about some of the issues that people have when they're becoming or they're trying to become entrepreneurs or business owners because they see the big checklist that they need to do and they get overwhelmed and they end up with something called burnout. The people get overwhelmed with that stuff they don't look at their health. They don't do high fives. They don't do their normal
Right.
they don't do the non-negotiable habits, which is taking care of your health, your posture, your physical activity. Those should
Wow.
be non-negotiable with anything.
That's right. Non negotiables, our physical health, our mental health, our spiritual health. These are just some basic things that should be non negotiable. In order for me to be my best version of myself, how can I make sure that I'm listening to my body to be able to hear what Alfredo Zapata is here sharing with us today? Now, I do want us to also talk a little bit about your family because I know how important your family is to you. And we talked some backstage about your beautiful family. So when we come back from this commercial break, I would love to just hear a little bit about your precious pride and joy of your family. Is that fair?
Sure, yeah, perfect.
All right, we'll be right back, everyone. Right
I'm
after this.
attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
All right, everyone, we're back talking with Alfredo Zapata. Someone did have a quick question and I want to get it answered. Pasha says, what are 3 important rules after waking up from your perspective, Alfredo?
Well, the first one is after you wake up is to be to be thankful about being alive. Do a little meditation, a little prayer, making sure that you're really conscious about it, because from there you can start putting, like I said, a better meaning to what you do.
That's
Eat your breakfast. Some people, they work out with an empty stomach, which is okay too, based on a particular protocol. But that will be a routine that people should do, and not just run out the door and saying, like in the movies, you just sip a coffee and they run out the door, and the
That's a
mom or the
good
wife
point.
say, "Hey, you don't need your breakfast." No, I don't have time. I'm late or something, because
Yeah,
you're running
makes
an
them
automatic pilot and you don't take the time to wake up. Actually, they recommend, some of the cardiologists, so when you wake up, don't get up immediately. Let the blood kind of settle on your body, because you've been in a rest mode. So your system needs to kind of get
That's
the
good.
engine going before you start doing it. And when you do those little things, it really start making more sense what you
Yes.
do.
Well, I must say I feel better just because you've been on the show today. So I feel better in my posture. I feel like I'm going to have a high 5 day ahead of me thanks to you being here today. And Pasha also says, hey, how do you deal with negativity?
How you deal with negativity? Well, the first one is the one that you talk to yourself. So what
Hmm.
you say when you talk to yourself is a book also that talks about it. The Sometimes you can be the negative contaminating yourself.
Hmm.
So how you treat yourself is very important, because if you just continue saying, "Oh yeah, I'm dumb. Oh yeah, I done it again. Oh, I'm this and that," you start labeling yourself, and you're not even doing the encouragement. You're not even cheering for yourself.
That's
So
good.
how can you expect to have people negative not to bother you, not to
That's
get
right.
into skin? And the
I
other one is
love what you're saying. I
and the
love
other
what
one
you're
is
saying.
shut your ears of the negativity, right? And also the ones you saying to yourself.
That's
If you
good. That's
listen what you say
good.
to yourself, you're gonna notice how many times you're saying that you did it again, that you're not good for that. You start affirming and you start believing. So your subconscious mind is saying, "Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah,
That's
you're
good
good."
feedback. That's really good feedback. It block out, drown out the la 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 la. I don't know, whatever you need to do to get the negativity out of your earways, whatever you need to do. And if you're the person that's pouring the negativity into your own ear passages, then say, listen, do better by yourself. Do better by who God created you to be. Because at the end of the day, you're kind of all you have. I heard Les Brown talk about that earlier today. He said he had heard a message and he said, nobody's coming for you. Well, I beg to differ. I believe less that I would come for you, and I believe your family would come for you. So, anyway, the point is, I do, though, understand the concept that nobody's coming for you. So, at the end of the day, come for yourself. Go to the great measures and to the great extremes of showing up for you. If you don't think somebody else is going to show up for you the way you want them to show up, guess what? Show up for yourself. I will show up for me all day long. I will show up for certain people in my life all day long. And unless it's one of them, by the way. So, anyway, I believe wholeheartedly that we have to be able to treat ourselves better then we just let any old thing happen to us. That's just insanity. Doing the same thing over and 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 over again, but expecting a different outcome. We shouldn't do that to ourselves or to anybody else. All right, so tell us about your lovely family. I'm going to put this picture up. I want to hear something about these beautiful people.
Yeah, that's an incredible moment. I think it was a birthday celebration. I think it was for my wife. We went to Italian restaurant. Those are my two kids. The oldest, Leo and Melina. She's now 19. He's 21. And my wife. And
Awesome.
it's amazing because a lot of people, once we announced our marriage and my mom came for the wedding and everything, it was very exciting. But also some people that know me, they said, Alfredo, you're marrying an Asian woman. What happened? Are you supposed to marry a Latin woman like you? And I said, no, I don't care, because
Aw.
God gave me the chance to have a new life. And we met in a Valentine's date, a blind date. In my congregation, there was some groups of singles and they were doing some events. So this roommate that I had from China and Malaysia was a physical therapist. And he said, Alfredo, I'm dating this lady, and she's Chinese Malaysian, and we're doing good, and we had multiracial congregations. So he said, there is a lady, there's a sister who doesn't have a date for Valentine's Day. That was in like 90 something. No, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, something like that. And
Your wife will be like,
would
you
you
mean
would
to
you
tell me
take
you don't remember the exact day and time you met me on my blind date?
right? And then he said, would you like to go on a date, on a blind date with one of my girlfriend's friend? And I said, sure. So I call her up and I say, oh, Lisa, yeah, Lisa. Oh, how you doing? Good. Would you like to go out for the Valentine dance? And I
Right.
can go pick you up. And she said, sure. So I go there, and it was very good gathering. It was in Pasadena, and there was this big ballroom with dancing and people. And I met her, and I said, "Wow, nice, good to see you." And then we had great conversation. She was kind of shy, and I said, "Well, that's great." And then at the end, next day or the day after, she sent me a letter saying thank you for the date and everything.
Aw.
But I feel like she was kind of shy. And some of my friends, they say, okay, so do you like her? Do you think you guys maybe start dating? And I said,
Clearly.
well, I don't know. She was kind of shy. So we went out again in another time, but it was kind of like that. I mean, very friendly, very nice, but I felt like a little shy. And I said, well, maybe I don't like her. I mean, maybe she doesn't like me. And I said, yeah, I do like her, but we talked about 3 years before I took the chance to ask her to become my girlfriend.
Aw.
And we date for like about 9 months, and we got married in October 1999. And it was amazing. It was amazing because the relationship, the dad was in Dominican Republic. She was born in Dominican Republic because the dad emigrated and got the wife in China, brought him to Dominican. All the siblings were born there. She went to school a little bit, so she speaks a little Spanish. She went to China, back to Dominican, then to New York, then LA, and that's when I met her.
Wow. And now, many years later, you have two beautiful children, adult children, pretty much. And this is an incredible journey that you two have been on from a blind date. So, listen, everybody, I see you, Mother Harper, Mother Julia Harper. I just want to say hello to you, and I love you, and thank you so much for tuning in. She said, "I praise God for you, Kim, for helping us," and she prays for all of us. Mother Harper is an amazing woman in her 80s and a blessing to the world. All right, Carolyn Coleman. Hey, Carolyn, glad to have you on today as well, and look forward to some of our future conversations. Pasha said, very positive affirmations. Yes, All right. And I see lots of other comments coming in. Oh, Mother Harper said, great program today and every day. Thanks, Kim, for all that you do to help us live better lives. Mother Julia Harper, you have made my life better. So thank you for letting God use you the way he has throughout your entire 80-some year life. Okay. You are an inspiration to all people. All right. All right. Any final comment, Alfredo? Because we're getting ready to close out. And I hope that you all will have a fantastic rest of your day. I do have a guest coming on tomorrow, and I'll pop her picture up. But go ahead and say your closing comment, Alfredo.
Yeah, well, I will tell people, or I encourage people to really look at their mind and body health, because we're living people in the world, and we continuously need to keep maintaining and improving our health. As long as we're alive, we need to take a look, not just going for a year checkup with the doctor and say, okay, doctor, I'm okay. My electro, my blood test and everything. No, look and see how can you improve, not just to maintain. Because a lot of people with chronic illnesses, they said, well, I'm maintaining, I'm controlling. And I say, no, controlling is like you have a big pit bull by the chain and you're kind of pulling it, and sooner or later you're gonna get tired, and then he's gonna run and he's gonna bite somebody. He's gonna bite you.
Yeah.
Because that illness, if you don't make it to improve, it can cost your life.
I agree with you.
Think about checking your mind and body health first so you can live fully and happy.
That's good. Great advice. And tomorrow, everybody, I want you to know that we have a young lady that's coming on talking to us about showing up and love. How to show up and love. Not just show up, but show up and love. And then her name is Lauren Patterson. She will be here tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Can't wait to hear you, Lauren. So we'll see you in the virtual studio audience tomorrow. Look forward to seeing all of you as well. Alfredo, thank you for being my guest today. And everybody, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you all go and subscribe to Alfredo Zapata Coach. Let me put that one more time over on his IG channel. And make sure you take a moment to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show on our YouTube channel. All right. God bless you and have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye. Stay backstage, Alfredo, for a second. Bye-bye, everybody.
Sure.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show.